The Winter Vale World event starts on the 16th of December and runs through to the 2nd of January. While there's no real big rewards for this achievement, it does go towards the what a long strange trip it's been to be able to get your free 310% speed mount. If you want a full written guide instead of video guide, just so you can make sure that you hit all of these achievements that you're going to need to get the big meta achievement to be able to get your mount, there's a link in the description to a full written guide by Warcraft Tavern, who have also sponsored this video. In the lead up to every world event becoming available, you can find a full written guide on Warcraft Tavern, as well as guides for lots of other things, including classes, professions, dungeon and raid guides, and they're working through all the Alduar raid guides, which are also going to come to you in collaboration with Warcraft Tavern on the channel very soon. Now, hopefully when Pilgrim's Bounty was available, you maxed your cooking, or at least got your cooking to a reasonable level, because there are some profession-related things that you need to do here for the achievements, including getting some things crafted from both tailors and leather workers, as well as having your cooking at least 325 to be able to get the cooking achievement, which we'll get onto soon. Now, you need a total of 11 achievements, and there's 13 possible achievements that you can get. But you only need 11 to be able to get the title reward Merrymaker, as well as the achievement Merrymaker, which both go towards what a long strange trip it's been. Over the course of the year, once you complete what a long strange trip it's been, you'll get a Violet Proto-Drake, which is 310% speed. The two achievements that are not part of this is BB King and Crashing and Thrashing. We'll get onto those in a little bit. Let's focus on the achievements that you need. So firstly, Fala La La Agrilla. Cool name. You need to complete the Bomb Them Again quest while mounted on a flying reindeer during the Feast of Winter Vale. So if you worked on the Ogrillar reputation from TBC, you probably already have access to this daily. If you didn't, it starts with Veru in Shatrath, who will then give you a quest called Speak with the Ogre. You then go here on the map in Shatrath, hand the quest in, and then you'll get a follow-up to head over into Blades Edge Mountains. This will send you to the middle section of Blades Edge Mountains, just outside Circle of Blood here, and he's on top of the tower. You hand this in, and you get 3 follow-ups. These are group quests, but at level 80, you'll probably be able to solo them. Hopefully. Even Gron has standards, is to get Slag Standard, which is in the Barrier Hills behind Shatrath. Grolok has 2 skulls, and Magok's Treasure are both in Blaze Edge Mountains, quite close to the quest giver. Once you've gone and done those 3, head back, hand in, and get the follow-up. This is another group quest, and this is to collect Vimgol the Vile's Grimoire. You'll find this just at the northeast of Blades Edge Mountains. Once you've been and done this, hand in, and you'll have 1 more before you actually unlock the Ogrillar reputation, and this is to collect Skullock's Soul. So you need to find the barrow by heading north through the Daggermore Canyon on the other side of the Circle of Blood. It's on the right side before Gruul's Lair. You want to head over here on the map. Again, it's a 5-player group quest, but at level 80, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Once you've handed in, you are done. You now can actually access the quest that you need to get to. So he'll now give you Ogre Heaven, which will send you to Ogrillar in the Blades Edge Mountains, which we're heading to now, which is on the far west side of Blades Edge. Now you're on the Ogrillar quest chain. There's no point me walking you through all of it because you've just got to do all the quests that are available at the camp until you get to the point where you've got Bombing Run. You'll need to complete this quest twice because once you've done the original Bombing Run quest, you'll then need to actually do the daily with your mount being a reindeer, which now let's talk about how that happens. Whenever you see winter revelers, you want to /kiss them, so you're kissing them under the mistletoe. You can only do this once an hour, so it's very similar to the Hallows End event where you do trick or treat on the innkeepers. But when you type /kiss, you'll get a small little bit of RP, and you'll see here that mistletoe, you've kissed someone under a sprig of mistletoe, and you'll notice that I got some rewards. In this case, it was Handful of Snowflakes, and you want to keep these because these are for another achievement. As well as Snowflakes, you can occasionally get Mistletoe, which again, you're going to need to keep this for a future achievement, or occasionally you'll get Fresh Holly. Now, it's Fresh Holly that you can use to actually transform your mount into a reindeer. So once you've got your Fresh Holly in your bag, once you're mounted up, you can right-click on it and it will turn your mount into a reindeer. And now once you're mounted up on your reindeer, you're ready to do the Bomb Them quest, which you can do at the north and the south end of the west side of Blaze Edge Mountains at the Forge camps. Now, you don't have to rely on doing the /kiss command to get these, but you want to be doing that every hour anyway to make sure you get Snowflakes and Mistletoe. But if you happen to get this, then you can get this achievement done earlier. But you can actually get something called Preserved Holly from a quest. Now, the next achievement is called Simply Abominable, which is to complete the quest to retrieve Smoky Wood Pastures stolen treats and receive a Smoky Wood Pastures thank you. Now, for the Horde, this starts with Kmard Copper Pinch outside the auction house in Orgrimmar. And for the Alliance, it starts with Macy Jingle Pocket outside the bank in Ironforge. Now, the quest that you're going to want to do is Stolen Winter Vale Treats. And this is going to ask you to locate the Smoky Wood Pastures investigator that has gone missing in the snowy regions of Alterac Mountains. You'll find him here. So when you head up into Alterac Mountains where all the Yetis are, just outside the cave and just in between these 3 trees, you'll see a strange snowman. You'll hand the quest into him and it'll ask you to locate and return the stolen treats. These treats will be returned back to Orgrimmar if you are Horde and Ironforge if you're Alliance. Now what you're looking for here is the Grinch, and he's a unique elite Yeti, and you will need to compete for tags on this. So definitely recommend grouping up. You'll usually find him just outside the cave and to the left, and he'll be stood on this little mountain by the trees. Once you've killed him, you'll loot him for the stolen treats, head back to the quest giver in your capital city, hand it in, and once you've handed that in, you'll get a quest called A Smoky Wood Pastures Thank You. You just simply accept the quest and then hand it in at Great Father Winter. This will give you the achievement Simply Abominable, and you'll also get a Smoky Wood Pastures special gift. In this case, it was a green holiday shirt. Now, the next achievement, with a little helper from my friends, is just your typical get transformed into something and go and get 50 honourable kills. So you need to be transformed into a little helper from the Winter Wondervault machine. For the Alliance, you'll find this just outside the gates of Ironforge, and you simply just walk onto the machine and you're transformed. Now you want to get yourself queued up into a battleground and try and get the 50 kills. What you need to bear in mind is when you die, this drops off, so it can take a while. It's quite annoying, but just get it done. You can find these in most capital cities, but honestly, the easiest place to go is smack bang in the centre of Dalaran, in Runeweaver Square, and just use the one here. The Winterval Gourmet achievement is the reason I said you need cooking, because during the Feast of Winterval, you need to use your culinary expertise to produce a gingerbread cookie, eggnog, and hot apple cider. All of these recipes can be bought by the Smoky Wood Pasture vendors in your capital cities. The eggnog requires 35 cooking, the gingerbread cookie only requires 1 cooking, and the hot apple cider requires 325. Now, all of these require either holiday spirits and holiday spices, or both, and these can just be purchased by the same vendor, as you can see here. You're going to need to get ice cold milk and small eggs for the eggnog, just a small egg for the gingerbread cookie, and sparkling apple cider for the hot apple cider. So small eggs are just dropped by basically any bird that you can find in the world, so just go out and kill a few. They're not rare, so it won't take you long to get. Ice cold milk can be bought from pretty much any innkeeper that sells low-level water, so basically you just want to be in the old world. And the vendor next to where you actually get the holiday spices is the one that sells all the alcohol that you can possibly think of consuming. Oh, and some food as well, but eating's cheating. So you can just pick up some sparkling apple cider from here. Let It Snow is going to be gated behind you, having to make sure that you go to the Winter Revelers and make sure that you're doing /kiss to get handfuls of snowflakes. When you're given handful of snowflakes, you get 5 and they last 10 days. So you need to get handful of snowflakes twice during the event. And then during the event, you just need to use the handful of snowflakes on each of the race class combinations listed below. So Orc Death Knight, Tauren Shaman, etc. If you're on a one-sided server, the best thing to do would be to go into a battleground to make sure you get these. If you're on a fairly balanced server, simply standing in Dalaran is probably going to be your best bet. When we got Mistletoe earlier on when we was on our Warlock, this is the achievement where it's going to come in useful. Now, again, you get stacks of 5 when you happen to get these from /kiss in a Winter Reveler. For the Horde, 5 is absolutely fine, which we'll get to in a second. But for the Alliance, you're actually going to need to get Mistletoe twice, because there's 9 different targets that you need to use the Mistletoe on. Now, most of these are in Stormwind, so Brother Christoph, Joshua Crowley, Cassius, and Benjamin are all in Stormwind. Then you've got to go to Theramore. You'll find Brother Carmen just outside the keep in Theramore. You'll find Brother Wilhelm just outside the back of the blacksmithing area in Goldshire. Brother Anton is in the main building, stood on the balcony in Nigel's Point in Desolus. And Brother Nimitz is at the rebel camp in Stranglethorn Vale, located up here. For the Horde, you only need to get lucky and get your Mistletoe once, because there's only 3. There's one in Undercity, which is Brother Malak, which you can find here in the War Quarter. Urquhart Wolf Brother can be found in the stables in Warsong Hold in Borean Tundra, and Brother Kelton can be found aboard the gunship in Icecrown, wandering around the lower decks. Use your Mistletoe on all those targets. The Stormwind ones, just get a /target macro for them all, you'll find them. But just target them all, use the Mistletoe. It's another achievement ticked off the list. 'Tis the Season is the next achievement we're going to talk about, and during the Feast of Winterval, you need to wear 3 pieces of winter clothing and eat Graku's mince pie fruitcake. The patterns for what you need can be sold from the pasture vendors, and you can get the winter boots boots, which are going to be made by a leather worker, which require copper bars, bolt of woolen cloth, rugged leather, and rune thread. And the green winter clothes are made by a tailor with 250 skill for bolts of rune cloth, bolts of woolen cloth, green dye, and rune thread. Now, these two items are probably going to be quite expensive, even though the materials are not that mad. They'll be quite expensive for the first few days. So I would probably leave this achievement a little while later, wait till everyone's pumping them out, driving the price down, or if you can make them yourself or someone in the guild can make them, obviously get them that way. Now, the final item you're going to need to wear is a hat, and it's either the green winter hat or the red winter hat. These aren't crafted. Instead, they're dropped by most dungeon bosses. So just do some heroics, do some dungeons, whatever, and you'll probably get to see one of these fairly quickly. Now, whilst this could absolutely change, and they may add them to more bosses, the bosses that I know 100% drop them is Mage Lord Urum in the Oculus, which drops the green winter hat, and Grand Magus Telestra in the Nexus drops the red winter hat, and Jadoga Shadowseeker in Old Kingdom drops the red winter hat also. Again, whilst they could absolutely have been added this year to more bosses, they're the three heroics that I would just focus on doing. Go and do Nexus, go and do Old Kingdom, and go and do Oculus. And you'll probably see one a lot quicker than if you was doing other things. Now, let's say you've got your winter clothes, you've got your boots, and you've got your hat. You now need to eat Graku's mince pie. You can't now actually complete this until you do the next achievement, called On Metzen. Reason being, once you've done the quest Metzen the Reindeer for the achievement, On Metzen, you'll then be mailed some Graku's mince pie. So you've got to do this next part now, so you can get 2 achievements basically at the same time. So from the same place you've been getting your quests in your capital cities, grab the quest called Metzen the Reindeer, and you need to now go and find him. It's also worth noting here, the reward is Preserved Holly. So if you do this quest first, before you do anything else, you're now going to be able to use this to transform your mount to do the bombing run and get that achievement, and once you've completed it and you've been mailed the mince pie, you'll be able to get the other achievement as well. So the quests really are the first place you should start. But we need to go find Metzen the Reindeer. You get given notes, but don't worry about that. I'll just tell you where to go. Once you've got the quest, you're going to want to go to Searing Gorge. You want to head over to the northeast side of Searing Gorge, and you'll see him surrounded by a camp of Dark Iron kidnappers. So just kill them all. They're only low level, so get them all nuked down, and then use the pouch in your bag, which is Smoky Wood Satchel. You open this up, and you're going to get a pouch of reindeer dust, and then the notes. The notes are what are meant to lead you to the reindeer, but I'm telling you where it is anyway. So you're going to want to clear this camp out first, and once they're all dead, you're going to want to use your pouch on Metzen the Reindeer by simply clicking on the reindeer and sprinkling him with some reindeer dust. Now you're done. Return back to your quest giver, hand in the quest. You'll get your Preserved Holly, so you can now go do your bombing run if you haven't done it already. You'll get your achievement on Metzen, and after a short while, you'll get a mail in the mailbox. I don't know how long the mail will take, so I probably wouldn't just sit there waiting. Just keep an eye on the icon by your map. As soon as you see you got mail, race to a mailbox. It's worth mentioning with the Metzen the Reindeer quest, you can also head over to Tanneris, and if you go here where the pirate camp is, Metzen's also chilling just in this stable in the middle of the camp. So again, you can sprinkle the dust on him and the quest will complete. Then you can head back, hand the quest in, and you're done. You're now just waiting for your mailbox again. After doing a little bit of reading and actually post-edit, it looks like it can take up to a few days to actually get the mail, just from old Wowhead comments from back in original Wrath, so don't panic if you don't get it straight away. But when you do receive the mail, this is what will be inside, the Smoky Wood Pastures extra special gift. And then when you open it, this is where you're going to get your Graku's mince fruitcake. You can then pop on your winter boots, your green winter clothes, and your hat. Eat the mince cake, and you'll get the achievement, 'Tis the Season. For the achievement Scrooge, it's quite easy. You need to throw a snowball at Cairn Bloodhoof during the Feast of Winter Vow. If you're Alliance, you need to throw a snowball at Magni Bronzebeard during the Feast of Winter Vow. Simply go to the vendor, buy a stack of snowballs, hurl one at the Mighty King, and you get yourself the achievement. Same for the Horde, buy the snowballs. For Horde, head over to where Cairn Bloodhoof hangs out in Thunderbluff and simply throw a snowball at him. For a Frosty Shake achievement, during the Feast of Winter Vow, you need to use your Winter Vow disguise kit to become a snowman and then dance with another snowman in Dalaran. Now, you won't be able to get this kit until around 24 hours after completing the Abominable achievement. So when we headed over to Alterac Mountains and killed that Grinch and then handed in, a day later-ish, you'll get this disguise kit mailed to you. And once you've got it, you can change yourself into something more befitting to the wintry season, and it requires a snowball. So grab your snowball from the vendor, then literally right-click on the item and you'll turn into a snowman. So just head to Dalaran and find a snowman that's dancing, use your Winterfell disguise kit in conjunction with a snowball, and have a little dance with him yourself. Then you'll get the Frosty Shake achievement. Should be pretty easy to get. There'll be loads of people dancing around Dalaran trying to get this achievement as well. The next achievement is simply to open one of the presents underneath the tree. Now, these are the gifts here that will become available after the 25th, or on the 25th. And then it's a daily, so you'll be able to open one of these each day and get various little toys to play with. One of the toys are particularly important for the next achievement, which is called Crashing and Thrashing. Now, it's worth noting this is not part of the Merrymaker achievement, so you do not need to do this if all you're worried about is getting the meta achievement to go towards what a long, strange trip it's been. But if you're a completionist and you want to get it done, in these gifts underneath the tree, you might find a Crashing, Thrashing racing controller. You can right-click on the controller in your bag and use it, and now you'll basically be able to take part in Robot Wars. You need to gain 25 crashes with it during the Feast of Winterfell. So you'll have an ability called Racer Rocket Slam, which slams into another racer. So just all get your toys out and start smashing each other up, and good job, you got the achievement. Finally, the last one is BB King, which is to pelt the enemy leaders. So as Alliance, you'd have to go to the Horde leaders in all the capital cities, and as Horde, you'll have to go to all the Alliance capital cities. Now, you're going to need a Red Rider air rifle, which is this thing here, and it comes with 200 charges, and it fires mostly harmless pellets. So as Horde, King Magni Bronzebeard is going to be one of these in Ironforge. So if we use our gun to shoot him, it did hit him straight away. But sometimes it can backfire as well, like you can see. So it might take a few shots to hit each of them, but you've just got to go around all the capital cities and fire your air rifles at them. A really good time to get a massive group together and go and kill all the leaders of the Warbear as well. Now, much like the Crashing Thrashing Racer controller, this is actually found in one of the presents, and it's also why it's not part of the bigger meta achievement, because it is quite RNG of whether you're going to get one or not. But you'll have to just go around, shoot them all, and you're done. And that is basically every detail that you need to know about the Winterfell achievements and just how to get them done. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, because all Duar guides are next. All 10-man, 10-man hard mode, 25-man, 25 hard mode. There's going to be tons of videos. I've literally been living on the PTR, doing multiple full All-Duar clears every day with both normal and hard modes. So look forward to those. You don't want to miss them, so hit subscribe. See you on the next one.